Good to have you in on a Friday. It's Recognize Maine on RecognizeRap.com. This episode, special guest, Jack Schwartz is in the house. He's a producer, singer, songwriter from Maine, as well as New York. He'll be joining the show. Got a brand new track from Mally Vuitton. That's coming up at the end of this episode as well. The first special guest, though, he goes by the name of Dr. Ralph. He's a rap artist from Portland, Maine. He's got a brand new track that the locals are loving. It's called Fonzie. We're going to play that right now to start off the show.
Smooth, bras, panties, shoes, blues, groove. Tell me what you tryna do.
It's Dr. Ralph and the crew. In my city, bold and nice. Feel like I just rolled the dice. I just felt hella cold when she touched up on that ice. I'm the realest nigga she fuck with when I put her in a paradise. And I'm bopping on these verses. I'm sorry for the curses. Don't worry about that shit. A little nigga been working and these little hoes been twerking. And my little nigga stay lurking, but I'm big nigga been flirting perfect. Ooh, we give them blues. I'm love sick in the juice, he sipping booze. Went feeding for the juice for Dr. Seuss. But it's Dr. Ralph cause a nigga so
smooth, bras, panties, shoes, blues, groove. Tell me what you tryna do.
Alright, so Ralph, welcome to Recognize Maine. And the first question I gotta ask you is about your stage name. So where did Dr. Ralph come from?
Originally, I just wanted to be different, you know. Everyone was really taking on to little this, little that, or just, you know, kind of generic names. And honestly, I wanted to try something that was already established, like you know, guys like Dr. Dre and stuff, and you know, nobody was really taking up on the doctor, so I wanted to, you know, maybe if I blow up or, you know, make music that I have a huger platform where more people want to listen, you know, I could start birthing new doctors, like new people will want to take up that name, you know what I mean? Because it would be nice to hold on to something like Lil Wayne. He could say Lil Pump, Lil Baby, all these Lils took after him. Maybe I could have some people take after me, Doctor.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. You mentioned Dr. Dre, and I can't think of any other doctors in the rap game right now. So, like you said, you could birth a whole new wave of doctors. So, it's a good point. Now, the feedback on your song Fonzie that we just played, what's that been like locally? Because I love that one.
Oh, yeah, it's honestly been great. People have been Snapchatting me, them bumping my song, and really, I really just appreciate every second of it. People telling me that they love the track, people listening to it, people asking for more music, and it really is a blessing, and it feels great just seeing like such a great feedback off of one track. And I debuted it. That was my first one, and just to see the numbers go up to over 4,500 plays, it's amazing for me.
Okay. Now, it features Izzy Young and Drew, two local artists as well. So why did you have those guys on the track?
Oh, yes, sir. Well, a lot of people may not know this, but Izzy Young is actually my brother. And Drew, he's someone I consider as a brother. We grew up together since freshman year in high school. And we've kind of been alongside of each other, just hanging out, doing what we normally do. And I've actually been rapping since I was in middle school. But I never took it seriously until my brother, Izzy Young, he kept with it. He kept being consistent. He kept taking it serious. And just looking up to him. And then when I came back to visit this summer, they were really into the music. So I was like, you know what? I really like making music. I've been doing it since I was in middle school. You know, something that I really love to do. I love music. I always take it with me. So why don't I make my own sound? And they were the perfect people. We were together. We were in the house. And then we found a beat. And we cooked up some lyrics together. That same weekend, we went to the studio, recorded that track. It was amazing. That's why I really picked them, because they really helped me get started. You know what I mean? Like, they made me start taking it serious, really.
Okay, well, hopefully you got more tracks with those guys coming soon, because it seems that you three have real good chemistry. So I love to hear more from you three. Now, I want to switch gears and talk about your Instagram skits. So, you got a lot of funny videos on your page. How do you come up with these ideas?
Well, really, anyone who really knows me knows that it just goes beyond music. I'm not just a musician. I'm really pretty much an entertainer. When I was younger, I used to act in some local movies that my mom and my stepfather at the time used to do. I used to act in those movies, and I love being like funny, making jokes, but I'm not really a stand-up comedian. So I could just put together ideas off the top of my head, and I'll just record a video and just do it for fun. And not a lot of people were seeing that side of me, so I put it up on social media. But I'm more trying to take this music serious now, so I tried to not focus too much on those videos, those funny videos and skits now, because I want people to take me serious for my music. You know what I mean?
Okay. And the most dangerous skits you have on there are the robbery ones, you know, when you enter the restaurant and you're like, everyone get on the ground. And then, of course, you're just joking, though, but those seem like they can be pretty dangerous. So why do you think those are a good idea to be doing?
Well, really, this is a popular term called clout chasing. And basically, people just do, like, most outrageous stuff that no one typically would do. You will try to do that just so people would come look at your profile. People will share, like, oh, my God, you won't believe what this kid just did. You know what I mean? So when you see that happening, people are, like, trying to share it, and it gets a response because no one would ever think of trying to do something like that. Like, that's pretty dangerous. You never know who's in the store. You never know what could happen. So I would not recommend for anyone to do that, and I really shouldn't have done it myself. But, you know, you grow up and you mature along the way. You know, I was pretty much just clout chasing, trying to get more people to look at my Instagram, trying to get more followers, and so I could promote my music better. But that's just not the way to go. I think now you should just let the music speak for itself, you know? If it's good enough, people will come look at it, and you don't really have to clout chase for it. So I'm just maturing along the way, learning.
Yeah, man, and it's really good that you say you're maturing like that, because I agree with you that you should just let the music speak for itself. But then at the same time, you know, I must admit, I did laugh at those skits, and it seemed like they were working, you know, bringing people to your page. I mean, the comment section was going crazy. Everyone thought it was hilarious. But at the end of the day, you know, I think it's still the wrong thing to be doing, like you said. All right, so you told me that you like performing, you like rapping. So what is your dream career?
Like I said, I really do love the music. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. When I was actually 9 years old, I used to perform inside of a church. We used to, my mom, she was really into the dancing, and she would take me to practices after church with her, and she would try to incorporate me into her choreography. So I would end up on stage on Sunday, like, and the church was pretty big. Like, we had at least 100 to 200 people in service on Sunday, and I was performing in front of them, and then I would also do plays, and I one time did a school play. I did like one performance, and then I kind of got cut off the performance, but that's another story. But yeah, so I just love being on stage. I love showing people my work. I've been in talent shows at school where I perform covers to other rap songs. So I just really love performing. I did a performance at the Tiki shop with Keisha Wazo, and it's just really fun to perform and be on stage. And every time I close my eyes and dream up something, I would always see myself performing on stage my music for thousands of people. You know what I mean? So that's really the dream, to be able to perform for thousands of people, and that would open up more opportunities for me to, you know, kind of be like a Jamie Foxx, where I could also perform, but people want to see me in movies maybe, or I could also perform, but people want to come to my Instagram and see me post, you know, a funny video now and then just to see me outside of the music. You know what I mean?
Hey, you never know where it could take you, like you said, you know, whether that be Broadway in New York City or on the big screen like Jamie Foxx, like you said. So, hey, you never know. So what are your plans for a follow-up single since your debut track Fonzie was such a big hit?
Well, actually, it's funny that you ask. I'm in the studio right now, and I'm cooking up a song called Acid, and basically it really portrays like things I do on the day-to-day basis, like having fun with my friends, and like it does have a lot of profanity. So for like the kids, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure nowadays all the songs have profanity. So, but it's like basically how I talk with my friends and the things I do with my friends and with my homies. And someone who's acid is someone who hates on you or does something selfish or is like stingy, but it really is a word that's in a different language, which means selfish. But we kind of, out in Maine, we have our own slang in Portland, and we just use the word hassid as I explained, like someone who's selfish or hating on you. So I titled the song Hassid because this may or may not be my single that I will drop sometime next week, but it's really just saying that people who are hassid, who don't take the time to listen to your music or want to hate on you when you're just trying to, live lavish. And I said in the song, I want to make classics, like classic music that people can listen to years to go. But I don't really expect this song to be something that is a classic, but it's something that will portray me.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing it for sure. Now, is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up this interview?
Well, for all the viewers that might be watching it right now, my name's Dr. Ralph. I love to make music. I was born in Atlanta, but my heart is really in Portland, Maine, because that's where my character, Dr. Ralph, Raphael, really came out, and I showed myself. So the heart is really in Portland, Maine, and I just hope to make some music that you guys will like, the fans will like, the followers will like, that will portray me, Hopefully you guys, like it, show your friends' friends, and, we could probably go global and we could put the city on and show that we have something coming out of Portland, you know what I mean? Someone who reps Portland coming out of Portland. Because I do know there is people who came out of Portland and have gone mainstream, but someone who really reps the city, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. From local to global, that's the goal for sure, and can't wait to hear that follow-up single like you said. Well, thanks again, Ralph, for joining the show. And now, before we welcome singer-songwriter Jack Schwartz to the show, we're going to play a snippet of his latest single called Bounce, right here on Recognize Maine.
Let me see you bounce. Move the thing around. Little shorty bounce. Come drop that down, down and down. Keeping my distance, I know we need that. That's such a hard earth to fight. But the love that you give me, I see that. Like a bullet to my eyes.
Well, Jack Schwartz, welcome to Recognize Maine. So I saw on your SoundCloud bio that it said you were a multi-instrumentalist. So what instruments do you play?
So when I was young, I first started music. I started on guitar. I was about 7. And then I slowly picked up bass and drums because my brothers played those. And then eventually I actually gave up on guitar because I was studying guitar and my teachers wanted me to learn jazz, right? So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that shit. This is when I was like 13. And then probably like a couple years later, I literally picked up piano on my own for the sake of jazz. It was like some weird, you feel me, like flip-flop shit. But yeah, and ever since then, it's been mostly like piano. It's been my main shit. But yeah, so I play bass, drums, guitar, piano, sing.
Okay. Now your latest songs, Bounce, which we just played, and 3 a.m., they seem to focus on feelings and sexual relationships with women. So how do experiences with women inspire your music?
I think I'm just a very emotional guy, right? I mean, the sexual part, that's really just, I'm going to be honest with you, Bounce is kind of like, it was kind of a crowd pleaser, you know? Everyone has to have that little song. And so that's just easy. Like, that's just writing off of, you feel me, kind of experiences. The emotional shit, though, that's like, I'm a relatively emotional guy. Actually, I'm a very emotional guy. And, like, music really is, like, the world that I feel most comfortable in. And I get so emotional that, you feel me, those things start swirling, and, like, that's just my only outlet to get this shit out.
Okay. And a local artist who you've done a lot of work with is Ben Thompson, and it seems that you two have really good chemistry, and all your collaborations just sound so natural. So why is your chemistry with Ben Thompson so good?
Dude, I don't know, and it's weird. So when I started, like, rapping and shit, I started out in Yarmouth. My boy, Odie DeSmith, who connected me with Juan Pound, a producer from there, and then he connected me to Ben. But so I was with Odie, and, like, we were just making music, and that's how I got introduced to Block the Wind, and it was just really natural. And like, I didn't know Ben that well. I knew him kind of through them for a couple of years, and then it wasn't until like a year or two ago that we started just linking, making music, and shit just happened real naturally. And then this summer we went on tour. We didn't know how that would be because like Block the Wind tour, a lot of interchangeable members came back and forth. And me and Ben were the ones that were there the whole time, and shit was just vibes. It was easy. I think we're just both kind of calm dudes at times. And then also there's a little yin and yang thing because at times I'm really not a calm dude. You feel me? Like at tour, I was ready to go, and like he wasn't, and it actually worked out really well.
So where'd you go on tour, and how was that experience?
All right, so we went first to Danbury, Connecticut, then we went to Boston, then LA actually. Then we came back. We did 2 nights in Vermont in 2 different venues, and then we did a couple shows back home, and we did one in Baltimore. And that shit was awesome, man. It was super fun. Every show was different. They were all small shows, which honestly can either be really great or really shitty. Like the Danbury show was weird as hell, man. It was like our other friend from Block the Wind set it up, and she's like a singer-songwriter. So we were like sitting in this room with like a church group, bro. It was so weird, and it was acoustic and shit. And so that was our first night of tour. We were like, oh shit, we don't know what it's gonna be. Then Boston was like really slow. It was just our friends and shit. But then once we got to LA, shit started picking up. It was people we didn't know. It was bigger shows. It was mad fun, man. So much creativity. So many new people we met. It was awesome, man. It was vibes. And I honestly owe that all to Ben and the rest of Block the Wind, because honestly, they just hit me up for like, you want to go on tour. It wasn't really my plan, so I definitely owe that to them. So I'm gonna shout them out for that.
Hey, that's an awesome experience right there to go on tour across the country, basically. So, okay, aside from Ben Thompson, I know you've done a song with Skizzy Boy eBay, a local artist from Maine. Are there any other Maine artists who you're working with behind the scenes right now?
Well, I'm in New York. That's where I'm based out of. I be back and forth a little bit, so it's not too much. And I also try to be careful about who I work with in Portland because, it's a very political scene because it's such a small town. But I must say, for the first time when I was just back home a couple weeks ago, I linked with Dre Armani. This guy is amazing, man. He's got the sauce. Like, his voice is beautiful. He's got melodies, man. So him, definitely be looking out for shit with him and me. We're working on some shit. I've been meaning to get in the studio with B All, but we both really busy. So hopefully that'll happen at some time. Gotta use some of Juan Pound's beats at some point soon. Those are mainly who I've been thinking of. I'm excited to see who else the scene kind of brings up to me and who else kind of pops up. So I'm just kind of waiting for that.
Hey, like you said, both Be All and Dre Armani are both insanely talented, so I absolutely agree with that right there. Now, I was on your Twitter page, right? And I saw you posted a tweet that said, right now you're selling beats for $25 each. So why so inexpensive? Because I know some producers sell beats for hundreds of dollars.
Well, one, I want them to move, you feel me? And I don't usually sell beats. Like, that's not like a thing I always do. It's more like, when bread's low or some shit, I'm like, all right, I'm going to put these out. The other thing is, to be honest with you, being a producer and an artist is a really weird dynamic, right? Because I want to save my best beats for myself, but then sometimes I can't hit them, but then I want to sell them for the right price, or just want to give them away to the right person, but then it's like, ooh, do I want to do that? Because I still think that at some point something might hit me that I want to write over that. So I only do that, the 25 thing, because it's like, unless someone gives me something specific to work on for them, the packs that I send them, in all honesty, it's not like my best beats. Like, my greatest beats, you feel me, like, I get very careful with. So it's like, and even the 25 thing, it doesn't take me that long, you feel me? Like, it doesn't take me more than an hour to make someone a custom beat. So it's like, 25 an hour, that's solid, 22. I'm not, we're all struggling artists, too. That's another thing. I don't want to put anyone out on their ass just to get a beat for me. I want everyone to eat. I want everyone to win.
Yeah, totally. And that's, that's really generous of you. $25. I think that's a really good deal that artists should definitely be taking advantage of. So what's next on the agenda for you? Are there any projects or videos that you're working on?
Music videos, not yet, right? So I'm being really careful with the shit I drop. I'm trying to market it correctly. So right now I'm honestly finishing up school. So I'll graduate that in May. I'm playing a lot of shows out here in New York, in the spring and stuff, and the end of winter. And as far as things I'm dropping, I'm working on a project, but y'all gonna have to wait on it. I'm gonna drop some singles for it, but it's all gonna be in a little while. Everything's gonna sit. I'm letting things sit and settle and do things correctly. So in the spring is when y'all gonna have to look out for things that are dropping.
Okay. Now, you said you were in college, so what major are you focusing on?
I actually created my own major. It's called Creative Production and Performance. I was here initially to study jazz piano, and the music department was just trash, man. And like I switched around a bunch of different majors, and none of them made sense. So I low-key it was just a finesse of the system. I just wrote down all the random classes that I had taken as requirements, and you feel me? Here we are today.
All right, here we are today. Well, hopefully your graduation goes well, and I can't wait to hear what's next from you. So, all right, Jack, thanks again for joining the show here on Recognize Maine. And now we got the brand new track from Maine artist Mally Vuitton. It's called Change Sides. Let's get into it.
I see niggas change sides for that blue strip. That's a new since I ride for my crew, bitch. We in that new whip, you dying for that new kid. I can't do it, nigga, I just do this. Cause I'm influenced. Change sides for that blue strip. That's a new since I ride for my crew, bitch. We in that new whip, you dying for that new kid. I can't do it, nigga, I just do this. Cause I'm influenced. Nigga, what you doing? What you looking sad for? Fuck that bitch, let's get this money and go smash hoes. I come around and I collect this like a pass go. They want me down without a check, but that's too bad, bro. She say, Mally, nigga, why you such an asshole? Always give me your phone, but I can't have your passcode.
Hey, Mally Vuitton, Change Size. Go run that one up on SoundCloud. Love that one right there. Expect big things from him in the near future, too. And that's a wrap for this episode of Recognize Maine on RecognizeRap.com. As always, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think.